You're on the phone. You're on the phone. You're on the phone with Amanda and Ash. Did you say Ash?
I said Ash.
Oh.
Bro.
Hello.
Oh.
Did we both say hello at the same time now?
No, I said bruh, so we came in with very different vibes.
Oh, yeah. Why did you go with bruh?
Because I wanted to talk to you about that.
About saying bruh?
Yes.
Like you're mad at me?
No.
Oh, the tone was you're mad at me. I was like, why did you have to do this once we recorded the podcast?
I guess there are different ways, like, people do communicate through the word bruh.
Yeah.
But that's not what I wanted to talk about.
Oh, okay, great. Then I'm happy to talk about bruh. But first, hello and welcome to On the Phone with Amanda and Ash. I'm Ash.
And I'm Amanda, and you're on the phone with us right now.
Whoop, whoop. You
Holler.
did it.
I just said holler. Wow. And
what is going on? Did you get like zapped by some like elder millennial
yes.
slang?
Overnight, it hit me. The elder millennial hit me. I was reading on Reddit, like you do, one of the what do I do or am I overreacting posts that are just in text form. And
yes. Yep.
And it was this girl who was like 18 and her boyfriend's 21. Mm-hmm. And they started dating 2 years ago, which problematic in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, I don't know.
Yes. Oh, because yes. I did the math.
Yes. And she was like, I don't know. My boyfriend doesn't want to give me a Christmas gift. Like, am I overreacting? What do I do? Mm-hmm. And first of all, this guy very clearly just doesn't like his girlfriend. Based on
90% of the people who post on Am I Overreacting, which we have talked about, are never overreacting and their boyfriends suck.
Yeah. But one of the dead giveaways that people were bringing up in the comments is that he called her in the text at a certain point, he called her dog, like D-A-W-G or D-A-W-G, bro, what? And dude.
Bro or bruh?
Bro.
Okay, all of those are crazy to call your girlfriend.
Agreed. And I was like, I was like talking to Fiona, and I was like, oh, I've called you dude before, and she was like, well, it's more of an expletive, like when you're excited about something. I was like, that's true. And she was like, does that mean that I'm not your bro? She was like, we're friends. Am I not your bro? And I was like, Fiona, I like really can't call you that because I call Ash that.
Yeah, literally.
It means something else. I'm so sorry.
That is so fun. I was going to say you can combine bro and best friend because I know Fiona's your best friend, but then it was going to be breast friend, which may be also true. So
yeah, that works. Fiona is my breast friend.
She's your breastie. Save that podcast name for another podcast that you start at some point.
Breasties.
That's great. Everyone make sure to check your breast for lumps.
This episode brought to you by screening for breast cancer.
Why do we always have the most boring PSAs but also important?
No, they're important.
That one's important. No one wants to do it, but that's how you find stuff. Exactly.
And you know what? If you have a girlfriend, let her do it for you.
Yeah, then that's double fun. Yeah, bruh. I'm trying to think. I've definitely called Christine those things ironically for funsies.
Sure.
Been like, dude or bro. But I cannot imagine texting somebody that I'm dating and just being like, hey, bro, I'm not getting you a Christmas gift, dog.
The dog really threw me.
The dog is so Randy. Is it Randy Jackson? Is that his name?
Oh, it's a no for me, dog. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a no for me, dog. It's giving 2001 American Idol.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Even though that is past this guy's time since he himself is 21.
That's shocking. This week I got to see. We had like a reunion, a half-day reunion with my campers from the grief camp, which was so fun to see them. But then I realized at one point that my campers were born in like 2011, which is when I graduated from college. And I was like, oh Lord, like, I don't even know what he said 2011. And I was like, I don't know what to do with that information. I just like ignored it. Like, he didn't say anything. Oh,
You're like,
my goodness.
anyway.
Yeah, I was like, I don't need to say that's when I graduated college, because that's just going to make me sad.
You know what? I will say, no shade to the people who were born at that time, but I'm very grateful to be born when I was born.
Yes, I did ask him. I was like, would you have any interest in experiencing life without the internet? And surprisingly, he was like, yes, like immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was probably the most fun thing about our childhood was getting the internet, just the act of getting the internet, getting a computer, like that shit was crazy.
I actually just read something, Bobby Burke from
Queer Eye?
Yeah.
Okay.
I follow him on Threads because I think you just automatically follow everyone on Threads who you follow
You
on
fucking
Instagram.
love Threads. You and Christine are the only people I know who use Threads.
And Fiona. We all use Threads.
Oh, Fiona uses Threads
Yes.
too? But Christine, not to call it, sorry baby, not to call you out, but Christine uses it as her own TikTok, which is like twice removed now from actual TikTok.
Because it's not necessarily Instagram
It's
Reels.
not Instagram Reels. It's people on Threads reposting Reels that were reposted on TikTok.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I like it because I got off of Twitter when
X
what's his
happened.
name? Yeah, what's his name took over?
Mm-hmm.
And then Fiona got off of Twitter recently too, so she also loves Threads.
I miss Twitter a lot, and I do like Threads, but it is so algorithmically, just like everything else, feeding me exactly what I want, that I did like that Twitter was, you could go between your curated, these are the people I follow on your home feed, and trending. So you were able to see like what other people were talking about, basically.
Oh, I didn't do that, but that's how I operated. That's how I operate on TikTok. Is mainly ever look at the For You page and not and on my following.
Oh yeah, the following on TikTok is different because it's like your friends. No offense to your friends, but that's not what you go on TikTok for. But Twitter, I curated that list. Same with like Tumblr. Like, I wanted to see what those people were tweeting, you know?
Yeah. But anyway, so Bobby Burke posted something on Threads that was about how kids grew up our age playing video games and what those video games did to our brains versus how kids are growing up with the video games now.
Oh yeah, like Tetris.
It was talking more like how games like Mario and Zelda, like there was no like glowing arrow to guide you. You just kind of had to find it, and like there was a map, and like if you died, you had to start over. So you had to get patient, and you knew that there was an instant save, and it was like talking about how that helped the brain development versus now everything is instant gratification.
Okay, I have two thoughts on this.
Okay.
A, why is Bobby Burke threading about this? Like, and is that what you call it, threading?
Sure.
And B, it sounds a little bit like a boomer take to me. Of like, back in my day, video games were, well, I don't know why that came out of Cher, but like, that's not like, I do agree that video games are more addictive because now they have 25 years of science to back it up, of like trying to get you addicted, and they're brighter and more sounds and all these things. But like, yes, Zelda was open world, but there's still Zelda. There's still like
other open
Mario
world games.
Wasn't open world. Like, it was just because that's all it could. Like, I have been wondering, like, are we just, does every generation, I mean, I think the answer is yes to some degree, but does every generation just like have nostalgia for how they grew up? Because yes, it was simpler, but like that one doesn't even seem like a very necessarily true to me, that take.
I mean, they were also talking about how, and the one thing I connected to was how video games used to be very social. And
that's true.
And now it's like more like you sit in a room by yourself, like connected through headphones to maybe to some other people. I don't know.
But wouldn't you argue that's more social? I feel like we didn't. It's social in a different way because what you're talking about is you used to play N64 together and play Mario Kart, right?
Yeah, and I mean, like, still do. Like, we still invite you guys over for Mario Party, or
Yes,
like Fiona and I switch controllers to play Pokemon Snap or decorate a house together on Happy Home Academy.
that's one of my favorite of your traditions that you guys play video games together. It's so cute.
I think because I grew up watching my brother play video games,
Yes.
I like watching people play video games.
Oh, same. Migs was so good at video games and I was horrible. And so I love watching people play video games. Like, I definitely understand why people will watch people stream. Because it's like, oh yeah, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But I want to see what's coming.
I mean, truly the beginning of my fear of zombies was watching my brother play, oh my God. There were a bunch of movies.
House of the Dead?
No, it wasn't House of the Dead. It was Resident Evil.
Oh, Resident Evil.
Yeah,
also, you have a fear of zombies?
I did.
Wait, what? You said the beginning of my fear of zombies as if we've talked about this a lot, which was funny to me. And then B, I said, wait, you have a fear of zombies? And then you said I did. You don't have to be embarrassed if you if you currently have a fear of zombies. That's okay.
It's one of my favorite genres.
Zombies?
Yeah.
But are you afraid of them or not? Be honest.
I mean, yeah, that would be terrifying if that happened.
Yeah.
I always think about a zombie escape plan.
What is okay? Well, what's is it the same? Like, are we talking fast zombie, slow zombie, eating brain zombie? Like, what's your escape plan?
Well, if it's slow zombies, then it's like the escape plan is just like go to Costco and hold up there.
I wouldn't. I could see you're talking about food supply, but I would never do that in terms of. It's too open and scary. Like, once one gets it, I mean, I guess you could get higher than them and then shoot them.
Yeah, I mean, assuming you're also in a place with guns, we could always go to Gun World.
I was gonna say Gun World in Burbank, which I drive by. I'm like, who's going to Gun World? But there's always people going in and out, and it's exactly who you think it is.
And it also is just like, I don't know if anybody's familiar who's listening from Southern California or LA.
Or Burbank specifically.
There's a big store called Gun World.
Like, in the middle of it's like a tanning salon and then like a Lego minifig store and then Gun World.
I think, and Porto's is like right across the street.
Yeah. It's like very out of place.
Yeah.
But you know what? In case of zombie apocalypse, I'm glad it's there because that's exactly where I'd go.
Interesting. I think I definitely am looking for more sustenance over weapons.
Well, yeah.
Because
eventually you need a weapon. See, like, you got to know someone who has a weapon.
Well, bullets run out, but you know what doesn't run out? A bat.
Costco beef jerky.
Okay, also Costco beef jerky.
Not with how much they have. Oh, a bat. But I don't want to no, hell no. If it's zombies, I'm going to find a gun because I do not want to get anywhere close enough. With a bat, all they have to do is grab you and bite you. You're done.
Yeah, it's definitely more of a melee weapon, but like there's no guarantee. I mean, I have been sharpening my archery skills, so that's also a possibility.
That's good. That's good for zombies. Although the one thing I never understood, even with Katniss in the Hunger Games, is like she's firing those arrows left and right, and then all of a sudden she has all her arrows back again. Yeah. I'm like, we don't see her go pick up her arrows ever. I think maybe in one shot we do, but I'm like, she's not getting all of them back.
Yeah, no, that's definitely something that happens in most movies with archery is just like the unlimited supply, like everything that's Hawkeye.
Yeah, same with Legolas.
Yeah.
There's not arrows like that laying around.
Yeah, not an unlimited supply. But anyway.
Yeah.
We diverted very much so from video games.
Oh my God, I forgot we were talking about video games and Bobby Burke and Threads. Like, I mean, whoever knows? I've learned with this podcast to just be in the moment and go with the flow. Because we will literally be talking about something, and then I go back and I'm like, what? And then even more, when I go back and listen to the podcast to write the captions and stuff, I'm like, what? We have a very special episode today. Amanda, do you want to tell our listener friends what milestone is happening on our podcast today?
Yeah, we're having our first guest
Oh,
on the phone with us.
Our guest today is the one and only Jonny Cakes. Johnny, is his name? I think he pronounces it Manganello. We'll ask him. But you know Johnny from Second Try and Try Guys. You know Johnny from Is It Cake? You know Johnny from the internet making things that look like cake and are not cake. And what are we going to ask him today?
We're going to ask him about gay things.
Yep, you know him from all those things, and we're going to ask him about being gay.
Not about cakes. Not about his long, illustrious career. Being gay.
The impetus of this, for those of you who listened last week, was that we were talking about the show Heated Rivalry, and it dawned on us that we're not sure as queer women or people who were raised in the queer woman tradition, aka me, of how the gays do their yearning, the gay males, and is it different? So we wanted to know.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's give Johnny a call.
Let's give him a call.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Is that you, Johnny? You sound like a scared Victorian child.
Yeah, I was a little timid. I get nervous on the phone.
Oh, really?
Always did. I used to make my mom call my friends to see if they could come play.
Aw.
Come over and play.
Wait, why did you agree to do this?
Well, because I'm an adult now, and I'm fine. I'm just a little, I'm fine. You know what I mean? I'm fine.
Yeah, you're fine. But that's also so endearing that you made your mom call your friends.
Yeah, and at a certain age, she was like, this is weird. They're going to think you're weird for not calling. You know what I mean? Whatever. Anyway.
Did you get that with, calling restaurants or having to call, service stuff, too? Or was it just your friends?
That's a really good question, actually. Well, in general, I was a shy kid, which actually doesn't track. I think most people think I'm loud and obnoxious because I am. But, I was shy growing up for a long time. Crippling, shy, I would hide behind my mom when we'd be out in public, you know?
Oh.
So, yeah, I think it was probably, everybody I was afraid to talk to.
Oh, you went from shy guy to try guy, and now you're here.
Wow.
Oh, my God. That is See, you're good at wordplay, Ash.
I mean, I am a writer. Johnny, do you know why you're here today?
No. I've been told that you're going to ask a homosexual a question.
Possibly several.
Or several. But I saw your story today being do you have a question for a gay guy?
Yes. And the first question that we need to ask you that was asked by you was, why you gay, bro?
Why you gay, bro? Who would write that? That is... No, honestly, that is so invasive of a question. Why you gay, bro?
Yeah, maybe don't answer.
Wow, Ash, honestly, I'm offended.
Why am I gay, bro? I guess to answer that really hard-hitting question, I would say I'm gay because I've heard a theory, actually, that the youngest son is often gay.
That is true, scientifically.
And what is that? The testosterone or something runs out, or what?
Something about the mother's womb, the way that she absorbs the testosterone or something changes how much testosterone gets to each subsequent male baby.
So interesting. So maybe that's why I'm gay, bro. The other answer is maybe the radical left indoctrinated me before I even knew what was happening. I don't know why I'm gay. I tried really hard not to be gay. I mean, I dated women in high school. I had many a late night just trying to get into Playboy, which never worked for me. So me being gay is totally accidental and not what I wanted.
Wait.
But yeah.
Can you walk us through looking at a Playboy when you were a child and what was going through?
Well, yeah, of course
please.
I can. Thank you for gosh. You guys ask really good questions.
We're hard-hitting. I think the first stop is 2020 and previously Barbara Walters, and then it's our podcast in terms of questions.
For sure. I actually turned down Barbara Walters for you guys today.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Even though she's
alive. I think she's alive. No, that's a conspiracy. Another radical leftist conspiracy. Can you imagine if I got on here and you found out I was like some sort of crazy alt-right gay guy? Those are the worst. You're so it's so pick me,
It really is.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Talk about getting off topic. You're gonna have a tough time keeping me reeled in today.
We don't do it either, so it's totally fine. But yeah, tell us about your Playboy experience. Where did you procure them from? What was it like?
So I'm gonna have to disappoint both of you. You when I said many a late night looking at Playboy, I meant the website, not the physical magazine.
Sure.
Oh,
that makes
sure. Yeah, you're our age. You weren't born in 1972, so that makes sense.
Well, no, but but Ash, I actually think a lot of young people, I guess I was gonna say young boys, but maybe lesbians or anybody really, anybody who likes the sight of a naked woman, found their father's old copies.
Yes, that's true.
Some of us just found our brother's porn, but yes.
Wait, say more. Was it physical?
Yeah, my brother, I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast, but my brother, I had a whole VHS that I had made taped of Sarah Michelle Gellar interviews because I was obsessed with and he taped girl on girl pay-per-view porn over half of it.
Wait a minute. A minute. First of all, he's being messy.
Yes.
He needed to be really much more discreet if he was going to do that. Second of all, you could tape pay-per-view porn.
Yeah.
Also, how did he get away with that? Wasn't it your parents' account? Didn't they see what was being charged?
The billing? I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Think about all the things our parents saw us do and pretended not to. Or I don't know, maybe you guys don't have those kind of parents. But pretended not to see.
My parents would have fully called me out. I mean, they called me out for printing too much Harry Hermione fan fiction because it was expensive. So.
Oh, Ash, I forget that you're, what do you call Potter people?
Oh, well, now I don't know what we call them, but a Potterhead, I think is what they were called.
I forgot that you either are or formerly were a Potterhead, and I actually feel, I don't know if you guys have talked about this on the podcast already, if this is boring, but I feel for people who were obsessed with Harry Potter and now are what do we do with that?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
It's
if I lost the greatest joy of my life to some horrible turf evil maniac, I'd be devastated, and I would have a hard time reconciling what that meant. Doesn't she have hobbies? If I was a billionaire, I would be doing so much cool shit, and I would not be terrorizing trans kids on the internet.
Seriously,
anyway.
go knit something. I think the worst thing is I'm just glad I never got a Harry Potter tattoo because that was half our generation.
Yeah, I mean, totally.
Wait, I need to know about, going back to Playboy.com.
Yeah.
What was, that was also probably an editorial site. Were you actually reading the articles? What were you trying to achieve there? You're I'm just looking for breasts and I'm looking to get a boner so that I can prove I'm not gay.
Okay, so again, so glad you asked. This is unlocking such a deep memory that I haven't thought about since 8th grade. So the issue with Playboy.com is you really couldn't get much off of the landing page, but you could get a little bit. And I certainly wasn't about to pay. I didn't have money, what was I going to do? I didn't know what a credit card was. So all I could do is click around to the various pages. Remember web pages?
Yes.
So I was clicking around, I certainly wasn't looking for the articles because the point of me going on this website was to de-gay myself or prove to myself that I wasn't gay. You know, this is sad, but I was so in denial of my homosexuality that every time I got a boner or was turned on by a man, I excused it somehow. Like there was a stretch of time where I was like, oh, if your bladder is ever full and you really have to pee, you can get a boner easily to like anything. So like, it's not like you're getting a boner to a guy. Told myself that while I was watching The Aviator, because I think Leonardo DiCaprio shows like bare ass in that. And I got like turned on, and I was like, yeah, but you just have to pee. You're in a movie theater. You're sitting here. You had like, you know, a soda. You just had to pee. That's why you did that.
Oh, little Johnny.
So I have two questions. One, is it so embarrassing to be like young and just get a boat? That must be crazy to be like, oh my God, I cannot control this.
Oh, it's what I mean. The thing is, our teachers must have known what was going on because they must have just seen little boners all the time. I had a trick. Okay, I had these like hard binders for like one for each class, and if I held them down like in front of me, like kind of casually, like I was, you know, like in between, like walking from one class to another, that did a pretty good job of like masking it, you know. But the nightmare was when you were called to like come to the like front of the class or like stand up in class when you had a boner, because that was like, well, you know, you're screwed.
Oh God. And that, I mean, it must be, I do know, guys, you know, you kind of just get you can get boners randomly, but the idea that it's at all tied to you being horny, like I can't imagine, like one of the best things about being socialized as a girl or being assigned female at birth and having those parts is that there isn't that external expression.
Men have so little like hardship to deal with when it comes to like, I'm serious, like when it comes to like health, you know, I mean, okay, sorry, I'm painting with a very broad brush. Of course there are like prostate cancer and things like that are like horrible. But I mean, like when you're a boy and when you're young, but that was one of those things where I was like, this is humiliating.
Here's a question. So as an adult male, now we're getting into, basically we wanted to bring you on here because we were watching, or Amanda was watching Heated Rivalry. Have you seen Heated Rivalry?
I have not. I've only seen the clips that all the homosexuals are posting right now.
Okay, but you've heard about it. It's in the zeitgeist.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, I couldn't not hear about it if I tried.
Exactly. And then me and Amanda realized, wait, is this, like we were talking about how actually gay guys early on got a lot of the representation in media, but it was still very like painted with a broad brush because you were getting Jack and Will on Will and Grace, and, you know, very kind of stereotypical or very one-sided flamboyant type of gay man. And then another one who's just trying not to be gay. Also didn't get, also with Mitch and Cam, you didn't get a lot of sexual gay men, like on, you know, maybe on, there was a show, like, of course, if there's any HBO show or something like that, then
sure.
Yes, but we were like, is this kind of the first representation? This feels like the first kind of like horny representation of gay men that is like more popularly out there, because we had a whole era in the 2000s when everyone was bisexual on the CW.
Yeah. That's a really interesting point. I mean, there's been plenty of shows and movies and stuff that have been gay horny, but like Looking, for example, was what, like 10 years ago, 12 years ago? That was, gay men were watching that. Like, I don't know any straight people who are watching that, you know? So, like, I don't know that broke out into, like, I understand, like, Heated Rivalry is being watched by, like, so many people, you know, and it's, like, water cooler talk now. And, yeah, have we ever had that with a gay show before?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's definitely because Heated Rivalry is based off of a series of books. It has like it has crossed the like, and the books are smut, so it's like you have a lot of straight women who are already into it, who are then going to the show. And then there is a really interesting cross section of lesbians who also enjoy MLM, not multi-level marketing. So
Although that too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's being watched by gay men, by straight women, and by gay women.
Interesting. Wow. I mean, hey, if anything can bring those people together, then I think it's maybe a good thing.
Yeah. And the interesting thing about the show is that, and I think this is kind of more what we wanted to talk to you about, is that the show is kind of it's filmed by a queer man, I believe. The book is written by a woman. But the filming of it kind of feels like it's from a little more of a female gazy standpoint, because there will be shots where like the main character is looking at like his love interest's neck. Like it's not all just about like we're gonna pan to the dick. Like although there are a lot of ass shots in it, and there's some good ass shots.
Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen some of those ass shots.
So we were wondering if gay men, like, there's a lot of yearning in it. And we were wondering, and yearning is definitely something that lesbians are familiar with in our movies. And we were wondering how much yearning gay men do.
Yes. And is it different? Because, like, I would say lesbian yearning is 90%,
staring,
especially the early yearning, is like non-sexual, or like it's dreaming about kissing, or it's not like so overtly. The way that I think gay men access sex is so different, but I want to know about like the young gay male experience.
Yeah. I'll preface this by saying, like, I only know my own experience, obviously.
Right.
But I remember being younger and being closeted and feeling like I wanted so badly to be able to like reach out, you know, and like tell the guy I had a crush on him, or, you know, go hang out with like the few gay kids who were, you know, openly gay kids at my high school, you know, go like over to their house and see what was up there. Like I yearned for like gay connection in many ways, both sexual and like unsexual, you know. As I am now older and out, this is a sadness to say, and something I hadn't really thought about until you asked this question, but yearning is not something I do much anymore. You know, like, you know, I live in West Hollywood, and I love West Hollywood, by the way. This is not a critique, or maybe it is a critique, but it's a great place to be. But I'm never left wanting more in West Hollywood. Like, West Hollywood is so overtly gay, so often very overtly sexual. And I don't mean that as like, I'm not trying to sound prude. Like, it just factually is. I was walking my dog the other day, and like I was walking by this sex shop, and there were these like really anatomically correct, like I don't know what they're called, like toys or dolls, but like sort of like it was like ass and like, you know, like penis or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were just in the window, and I was like, wow, like WeHo is just like showing like really, really like graphic stuff like in windows, you know. And this is not a critique. It just is so overtly sexual. And when things are overtly sexual or overtly gay, I guess in that way, I'm never like, you know what? I wish for more. I wish for this. You know, even from like a love perspective, like a non-sexual love, like I feel like WeHo, or at least my circle or my, I don't know, algorithm or whatever, it has plenty of that. You know, like, so for me, I'm not yearning. Like, I don't know. I don't have that same like feeling in my soul. And all of my friends who are lesbians, I actually like, something I respect about them is that they have a romanticism to them. They have a like, there's a beauty there that I again, painting with a very broad brush, that I don't see so much in my gay male friends.
You know, lesbian women don't have the equivalent of Grindr. Like this, do you think? Okay, here's my next question. Everything you said was just so interesting to me. Do you think it is partially because men, or cis men in general, like sexuality and sex is more permissive, and then when you have two men together, and you have things like Grindr that's facilitating sex, it seems like you probably have those sexual experiences earlier. Is that correct?
It's so crazy, right? Like, on one hand, two women kissing at a bar feels mundane, right? Like, oh yeah, those are just my two friends kissing again, without them being labeled as even, lesbian or queer or anything, like, right?
Yeah.
And if two straight guys did that, it would be like, okay, y'all are gay,
Yes.
On the flip side, gay men are often so sexual and so open about their sexuality, which, by the way, I think is a great like tiptoeing here around like little landmines of like, who am I going to piss off by saying this?
Yeah.
I mean, like, go out to the gay bars in WeHo. Like, it is a sexual experience, right? Like, it is, you are around like a lot of like pulsating sexuality. I don't know. I don't know what that's about.
So the question though is like, as a young gay man, like you said, you're yearning for, I do wish I could tell this boy that I liked him. Like, is it that same kind of innocent, like, dreaming of him being your boyfriend type of thing, or in some alternate world where he would kiss you at the dance or something like that?
Yeah. And actually hearing you say that, I'm like, that actually sounds, gosh, what's the word I want to use? It kind of sounds like a childlike thing more than a sexual thing, right? Like, like when I was a kid or when I was in high school and I wanted to like tell the guy I had a crush on I liked him, it kind of felt like the same feeling of like, I want to go to Disneyland. It's like it's not. I didn't even know how to use my body sexually. It was more of just like raw passion. It makes me sad because I don't really have that anymore. Like, I don't have that sense of wonder anymore. But maybe that's just part of like me being like older and jaded and like calloused.
We don't expect you to know all the answers because we are all beginning with a broad brush by having you on here, Johnny.
No, I understand. I think genuinely, I do think we all paint with the same like paints and paintbrushes in our toolkits, but I think we all have like different fonts, right? So like my yearning or my crushing or whatever may look very different than like my best friend Tesha's crushing. But we can, at the end of the day, we can sit there and like either relate or at least be able to like resonate with what the other person's saying, right? Even if mine's more like, ooh, I want to like ride that, guy like Jake Gyllenhaal on Brokeback Mountain, and hers is like, oh, I hope that guy like, sends me roses today or whatever.
Okay, here's some kind of like faster questions.
Sure.
Is the straight guy like trap the same as the straight girl trap? As in, many a lesbian has fallen for the straight girlfriend, or you often are like in a pattern for a few years of like consistently liking the straight girl.
Yes. Go ask any homosexual if he fell for a straight guy ever in his life. He's ever fell for a straight guy or a straight friend. And I think 9 out of 10 will say yes.
Oof.
I have a question.
Yeah.
For you two, like, is there a chance when you crush on somebody who doesn't identify, like who wouldn't be interested in you because of their sexuality, is there the possibility in your head like, oh, they might just not know it yet, like they might
Oh yeah, I've definitely thought that and been like, I don't know, like they could, maybe they just haven't met the right woman.
Yeah.
I definitely agree, and I think it's the reason that for so long I went around being like, and I still do this, I still believe everyone's a little bisexual.
Sure.
I think that for women, it's maybe a little easier because there's a permissiveness. Exactly what you're talking about, girls making out in the bar is permitted, whereas two guys aren't casually making out in the bar, and even bisexuality in men is often seen as people, even in the queer community, are like, that means they're closeted gay, which is not true.
Right.
The interesting thing is, I want to know if you ever had, I think sometimes I thought there was a chance, partially because a thing I would get a lot is I wish if only you were a boy, then you would be like the perfect partner.
Wow.
Because it's an emotional thing. But like, did straight men ever say that to you? Like, if you were a girl?
Not even once. They didn't even hint at that. I've never heard that in my life. But that is really interesting, right? Like, and I think probably speaks to the fact that, like, to say that sounds a little gay, even though it's not.
Yes.
It sounds a little gay, and these straight men are so tightly wound, so worried that they're going to be seen as gay that I don't think any straight man in my life would have ever said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we had women who, like the straight women, who would be like, "Ugh, I wish I was a lesbian."
Yeah.
Wow.
God, we have every version. I wish I was a lesbian. If only you were a boy. You take me out on better dates than my boyfriend. Like,
Ash.
Wow, that's wild. Yeah, I have never heard a straight man say, "I wish I was a gay man."
Yeah, that's like no homo culture, right? Like, is that the hardest part about growing up as a gay man, of like knowing that you're not allowed to show even remotely anywhere? There's like no outlet for that, right?
Yeah. I mean, definitely, like, early 2000s gay panic was such an interesting thing because, like, gay was starting to be not so much a boogeyman word. Gay marriage was in the news, and there were gay shows on TV. So it was a very different time than, say, like the 1950s. However, there was also this, like you said, Ash, this like no homo culture. There was this there was this weird, and I wonder if it's because homosexuality was starting to be talked about more, that these men had to double down and like really say like, no, but I'm not gay. Like in the 1950s, didn't like straight men like kiss and shit? Like not kiss, but like I feel like they were so much less worried about being outed back then. That things were a little gayer, they'd go to the little dance clubs. It wasn't so like, oh, macho man. Like, when did the macho man thing come?
I can speak that, like, this isn't necessarily the 1950s, but I've done extensive research on, like, in the Old West, back when it was like very macho cowboy, or so Hollywood makes you think, they would have like dances in the mines where it was all men, and some wear dresses because there were no women up there to have access to.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, how interesting.
That's very.
Why did that change?
I don't know. And you know what else I was realizing? So like women also have. And I've talked about this a lot in relation to trans men, because I think a lot of us get mislabeled as tomboy because you want a way for women to be able to stay women, but, it's alluding to gender more than it is to sexuality, like the type of appearance, whereas only in the 2000s, in that period you're talking about, I mean, literally on Sex and the City, the term like metrosexual became a thing. Where they're trying to figure out, like, who is this new straight man who cares about his appearance?
Right. Right.
I mean, masculinity is just protected in this whole other way, which is, it's interesting to hear you kind of talk about that, because I just can't imagine young boys saying to each other, I wish you were a girl, because that is gay. Like,
right.
Or what we were taught is gay. Okay. Next question.
Yes.
What was the first time you saw yourself represented in the media as a gay man?
Gosh, great question. Really good question. My gayness and also just my personality, it's really hard to separate, right? So like, I see myself represented when I see like silly boys on screen, I remember seeing like, and by the way, like, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here. This is like the most amazing version of me. This is, I'm nowhere even close to this, but like, I remember watching like Robin Williams characters and being like, oh, he's silly. Like, he's a little weird. There's something off about him. And I feel
like those weird characters he's doing so excellently, I feel those characters in my body. Like I feel that in me, and it's very different than like the straight, rigid, like hard boys I was in school with, you know? I remember feeling myself represented whenever I saw like clownish behavior on screen, and not, by the way, when I watched Will and Grace. Which is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with Will and Grace, or at least I have no issues with Will and Grace. It's just like, I didn't watch Will and Grace and think like, yeah, baby, that's me, you know? The first time I saw a gay character on TV who I was like, oh, that's a really interesting, weird gay character is very late, like well into my 20s, I guess early 20s, when I watched Weekend. Do you guys know the movie Weekend?
No.
It's the guy who did Looking, and it's this quiet British gay drama about this one night stand thing that kind of turns into like a weekend nightstand. And there's a character in it who is a really interesting gay character, both a sexual gay character and also an unsexual gay character, and kind of sad about what's going to happen with this guy when he leaves the apartment at the end of the weekend. And I watched and I was like, ooh, I really feel represented there in a way like I never did when I saw like token gay characters on TV as a kid.
Yeah,
and I remember thinking like, whoa, weird. This is late. This is late in my life to be feeling like I see myself in a gay character.
That feels like yearning. Like what you're saying about him feels like the equivalent of like the, you know, watching Carol where Kate Blanchett, it sounds like yearning, like being like, what's going to happen with this guy when he leaves and our bubble bursts?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Steven, my boyfriend Steven, made a really interesting point recently, which is gay culture is so strange because our like A-list celebrity, like our Meryl Streep, you know, we could like meet out at a bar. Like I filmed a video with Bob the drag queen a couple of years ago, and Steven was like, that's so crazy that you're filming with Bob. He's like, that would be like your brother Paul filming with like you know, like Robert Downey Jr. or something. And I was like, no, you're so right. Like there is an accessibility because it still is, even though it is so popular and even though it is so much more mainstream, there is something about gay culture and queer culture which will always be underground and subversive and therefore a little bit more accessible, I think.
Yeah.
Do you think that with lesbians, Amanda?
That lesbians are more accessible?
Well, because I'm thinking of the lesbian equivalent. It's like you're not going to see Kristen Stewart out, but we do see like Clea Duvall at a basketball game. So is that the same thing?
I mean, it depends. Like, I don't think so. But unless you're talking about like YouTube lesbians, but because we don't really have an equivalent of like Drag Race yet, I can't think of easily accessible to lesbians.
Or like Chapel Roan isn't. It's because lesbians don't gather in the same way. Like lesbians gather together, and so those lesbians, you do see famous lesbian, like the whole period when Anna Kendrick, who is, I don't think she's claimed anything of her sexuality, but the whole cast of Pitch Perfect is starting to slowly come out. It's like, oh, you just start hanging out with other famous lesbians. But like, it's so interesting that like you could go out to WeHo and Jonathan Bailey could be dancing, which is
literally.
Crazy.
No, literally. I think it's this all the time. It's like, and okay, yeah, I live in like a gay mecca. I get that. But like gay guys, like even like mega famous gay guys, like a lot of them like to like be out in the world with other like real people, right? And that's really interesting because it points to the fact that it is still counterculture. It still is. There are still only certain places you can go
to do this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, I'm sure there's like ritzy private gay clubs where you need membership or whatever. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, even like reaching out to gay people I loved growing up, like the letter would get to them, you know?
That's crazy. One of our viewers asked a question, or our listeners asked a question, how accurate do you find the portrayals of the relationships to be? But you've just seen clips. Like, have you seen anything that feels like, ooh, this feels different?
No, I'm so sorry. I should have done my homework.
No, you're fine.
Oh, no, you did. I haven't watched it either, so that's totally fine. I'm curious
okay.
what you're like. What people posting just like this is porn, basically?
Yeah. It's all the like. I'm seeing all like the ass pics in the shower and all that.
Yeah.
Okay, let me translate this question then in a way that can still be asked. In the show, Ilya, the Russian, who is very much like the top and takes control of the whole relationship, is very clear about asking if this is okay, if I can do this. Like, there's a lot of consent talk. And a lot of people find it like a lot, especially women, are like, wait, this is so good. We love the consent talk. And I think that the viewer or our listener was asking, like, is that, wait, what did they, hold on, what did they say?
They said, are we on the same page that it's hot, that like the consent talk is really sexy?
Yeah.
You know what? I yet again will paint with a very broad brush. I have noticed the way gay men talk sexually has changed. It has like definitely changed post Me Too. I'm shocked at how, and good, I'm pleasantly surprised at how different people are talking to each other or making sexual advances at each other.
That's amazing, even within the male community, like gay community.
Definitely. Yes.
Wow.
My first several years in LA, and I moved here like 12 years ago, I drove for Uber and Lyft, and I had so many gay men in my car who were older than us, maybe like, maybe 10, 15 years older than me at the time. And the way they spoke to me, I was often in shock. Like, it was very, very forward and made me very uncomfortable. Because I'm like, you're paying me to drive you somewhere. Like full blown sexual harassment, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I get so much less of that now. Now, I'm in a relationship and like I'm not as young anymore, so maybe that people just aren't interested in me. But the way people make passes at me now feels so much more respectful.
That's nice.
I don't know if other people feel that, but I definitely feel that. I see it on like gay Twitter now. Like the conversations around sexuality seem much more like consent based.
Look, we love enthusiastic consent.
Yeah, and also like, you know what's fun about consent? It's not just like a word that we learned in like a seminar, in like an HR seminar. It's actually like it can also like kind of be like hot and sexy. So like, I always remember feeling like your inappropriate advances to me, there's nothing sexy about that. There's nothing about that I'm like charmed by or like I'm finding sexual even. It feels like actually like violent, you know? Whereas consent talk actually can be really fun because you go, hey, I'm curious if you want to go down this road. And the other person, of course, can say no. But if they want to, they can say, yes, I do want to go down that road. And then it opens up this door of like, oh, now we're having fun. Like, this is exciting, you know, and your kind of heart starts beating a little faster.
Yeah. And I'm fully a Cancer and I need reassurance. So it's nice to be able to get like that consent and be like, okay, I can feel free now.
Yeah, and I think that's what this listener is talking about, that they are doing a great job on Heated Rivalry of the consent talk being kind of horny, but still very, very clearly consent.
Yeah, that's really, really interesting.
This is the most fascinating talk I've ever had. Okay, we do have some more questions, so I'm just going to kind of like bing, bang, boom through them. Is there gay bed death? Do you know what lesbian bed death is, and is there a gay equivalent?
I have a hunch that I know what bed death is, but can you break it down for me?
So lesbian bed death is like an actual sociological principle of that when women get together, there tends to be like a significant drop after a certain time in sex and the frequency of sex.
Yeah.
That happens so often that they've coined the term lesbian bed death for it.
And you just kind of become more like roommate relationship, or
or co-parents, or like it just becomes non-sexual.
Yeah. Well, from what I know, from what I've heard from all of my friends who are now like mid-30s, everyone's so much busier and everybody is doing a lot of things. Like my 20s, all I thought about was sex. It was just all I thought about all the time, you know? But also like that took up a lot of time. Okay. Like it was like a full-time job that I wasn't getting paid for. So am I less sexual now? Yes, I definitely am less sexual now, just in the sheer volume of time I spend thinking about getting ready for and performing sex. Okay. However, not performing sex. I gotta dig deep on that one. Doing sex. Okay. But there's a great, Dan Savage, I'm going to totally misquote this. From what I remember, he had this great advice column piece where like a 16-year-old kid wrote in and was like, how do I get like people to like desire me sexually? And his response was like, basically like, you're 16. Like, I'm sorry to say this, but you're going to, not only are you like probably not like going to have a bunch of sex right now because you're 16, but also you'd be very bad at it right now. Like you don't need to be doing it right now. You'd be terrible at it. What you should be doing if you want to be more sexually desirable is not going to the gym and getting ripped. What you should be doing is like be interesting. Like go be more interesting, because interesting people are so much more sexy. So become like the best, most interesting version of yourself. Go to museums, go read books, go have things to talk about with other people, because that is how you attract people in your life, both platonically and sexually. And I think about that a lot when I think about like, like my sex life is like not as intense as it used to be or whatever. Or when people say things like, oh, it's been forever since we had sex. It's like a lot of people's like, yeah, you have a kid. Like, you just moved. You have this crazy job that you're working. And I of course, sex is important and it should be I think we should be striving to have sex if that's what we want. But also like, I don't think it's a tragedy that the pie graph that is our life becomes full of other things, you know, and becomes richer in other ways. Now, what makes me sad is when my friends are like, I'm miserable sexually with my partner. Like, I no longer am interested in this person sexually or whatnot. But I think that's a very different thing.
But does that happen? My question is, I agree with it's not a tragedy. That I think everybody experiences sexual decline as you get older because of responsibilities and everything. But it's more the specific phenomena of when two women get together versus a man and a woman, which, I've had bisexual friends who are like, I tend to have more sex when I'm in a male relationship, even after a long time, because a man's sex drive just stays higher. So it's not so much the tragedy of it, but is that trope a thing? Like, does this happen with your gay friends who are coupled up where it's like, oh yeah, at some point they all stop having sex, or is sex still pretty regularly happening and it's not a trope?
I do think my gay friends are from what I know, my gay friends are having more sex than my straight friends.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not there. I'm not in the bedroom, you know. It may also be a matter of like my gay friends just talk about it more.
Sure.
Interesting.
But yeah, I mean, like I think there's got to be something to the fact that like men just like, you know, they say like, oh, like in a straight relationship, there's one partner is the horny partner, but in a gay relationship, both partners are the horny partner. And it's like, I don't know, like from my experience, men are pretty horny. So like, I kind of see that.
From my experience of taking testosterone, it has made me 700,000% hornier than I've ever been.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Ash,
I totally understand the things that I did not understand about, like, if you're a cis woman and you have not experienced that, it's hard to even imagine what testosterone does in terms of horniness, but it is so distracting and it is so different than anything I ever experienced as a woman when I didn't have this testosterone. So I can totally see why gay bed death probably isn't a thing, just because literally the whole, like, the point of that hormone is to make you horny. Somebody has to be horny in order for the human race to keep going.
Yeah. God, that's so crazy. That is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Testosterone. Wow.
Testosterone. It's a thing.
Can we do one more question? Because my girlfriend's on her way home and we have a Christmas tree to decorate.
Yeah.
So cute, so lesbian, and we're actually going to ask her girlfriend's question. As a gay man, how do you know when someone wants to hook up when you're in an unconventional space? And have you ever misinterpreted those signals?
You know what? It's very rare that I'm like asking after the fact, was that guy making a pass at me? Every time someone makes a pass, it's pretty darn obvious. Like sometimes it's like crazy where you're like, wow, you're like a silent film actor. Like your face is like so over the top. The pass is so ridiculously over the top. I feel like sexual advances or romantic advances know no boundaries in the gay community. Like literally you can be there's no place where you're not, you know, where somebody might not like make a pass at you. I will say when I moved to West Hollywood from Michigan, I was in shock. Like I'd be at the grocery store and I'd be like, oh, wow. Like, okay. So that's what we're doing here, like Saturday morning at like 10 a.m. Got it.
Wow.
But how do you know? Like, is it a look or is it, you said like one guy's like a silent film actor? Because the problem with women is like two women could be flirting with each other and it sounds like this.
Totally. Yes.
That's a great, I love that top. And that could mean like, you know, but like it's so hard to read, whereas it seems much more overt with gay men.
Yeah. I think it probably is. Like I'm always shocked at how forward men can be. Like just sort of like asking exactly for what they want. I've never thought like, oh, that gay man was being like subtle about his advance. It definitely didn't sound just like a conversation between friends, you know? But, you know, there are some like soft gay guys too, who are much more like, you know, everything's a little bit more muted and maybe they're a little bit more shy. A little bit hard to be shy in the gay community because there's so many people who are so outward with their intentions, you know? I definitely feel like I can be quieter with my girlfriends and be a little bit more like subdued with them.
Yeah.
Oh, fascinating. Oh my God. Okay. Well, this has been one of the most interesting conversations I've had in a long time.
Well, I appreciate that. I loved it. I feel like I was rambling during so many of those, to answer so many of those questions, but I hope I didn't just sound like a blubbering idiot.
Look, Johnny, you may have been rambling, but it's no more than we do on this podcast, so you're totally okay.
And there we go.
You fit right in. It was wonderful. Johnny, where can people find you if they want more of you?
Oh gosh, I'm like the little pest that won't go away on social media. Like every now and then you'll see one of those stupid videos of me cutting into cake. And if you're interested in seeking that out, you can find me at the JonnyCakes all over social media, basically everywhere. I think I have an account everywhere.
And Johnny with no H.
Thank you. Johnny with no H. Don't try putting that H in because you won't find me.
Don't do it. And then can you tell them, do you have a cake mix that's on sale now?
So we sell cake kits. They're like DIY decorating kits. We currently are not selling our cake mixes. However, that may change very soon, so keep an eye out. Yeah, I think we're trying to bring our cake mixes back as we speak. So
thank you so much, Johnny. This was a great conversation. And to all of our listeners and viewers, you can, as always, follow us on Now That's What I Call Podcast on Instagram, or you can email us on nowthat'swhatIcallpodcast@gmail.com. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Johnny.
thank you so much.